If you want to build a high-performance business that scales at record speed, you need to embrace your inner Steve Jobs. Let's get to it. Hey, I'm Leon Castillo, founder of Selfmastered. We're a high-performance training company that helps entrepreneurs scale their businesses by solving their silent bottleneck, their own performance. We transform the unproductive, overwhelming, and focused entrepreneurs into laser-focused business athletes that can achieve in one day what they previously achieved in 1 week. Today I want to talk about something that not many people know but really epitomizes what is required to build an incredible company, which is standards, the acceptable criterion that you set for the things you judge. And this is the key to Apple's success, because Steve Jobs had two categories of work. Either it was utter shit or insanely great. There was no middle ground, no in between. Everything needed to be judged according to that binary criterion, which meant that most things were utter shit and needed to be revamped and reworked and readjusted until they became totally great. And this definition was not given by him. It was given by all the teams that participated in the project, because the culture was so strong that everybody was aligned with an excruciatingly high set of standards that he created in the first place when he created the company. And this is very relevant to you, even though you may not want to be building a tech company or even a big business, or you're even a professional. This is very important for you to internalize, because the standards you accept for yourself will give you the results you want down the line. And if you think about it, most people are living terrible lives because 20 or 30 years ago, they embraced a set of standards and built their life around them. And those standards were not high enough. And the role of a high performance entrepreneur or professional is always to be reviewing, revamping, and increasing the standards week on week in order to only do insanely great work and only accept insanely great experiences, moments, people in their lives. Now, before we dive deep into how to apply this to business, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. We release a few videos every week for people like you, so you can really grow your business. And also do it because it is the right thing to do. You know, a lot of people are following suboptimal advice, and we are providing top-notch advice that people need to lead better lives. So share it. So the idea is that high performance is predicated on your ability to do excellent work, insanely great work, without thinking too much about it. Now, how do you apply this in business? Well, remember that high performance in business is about two things: intentional design and algorithmic execution. It's about designing each process that you are going to perform and then execute on them. Do them without thinking. High performance do not need to be coached that much, do not need to think that much about the task that they're involved in. It is pure instinct. They just know how to get the best out of their own efforts. And how do you achieve this? By internalizing high standards. If you work on your standards every week, you turn the unconscious conscious. You will signal both sides of the brain how to actually do insanely great work and only focus on insanely great work. And if you manage to do that with yourself, but also with others, you will build an incredible culture and you will prevent your company from dying. Because if you think about it, the prototypical bad employee that doesn't really do the work, that is not reliable, the C player, does not kill organizations or businesses, because everybody knows who those are and their performance is eventually addressed. Those that create havoc in your business are the B players, those that have a mediocre, so-so performance, because they will tend to hire C players and they will not be at the same level of an A player, even if the stakes are high. So you can only hire A players from which you can only accept insanely great work in order to build a culture and a business that actually works in the long term. This is how you become the Steve Jobs of your own business, by elevating your standards every single week and not accepting anything that is not excellent. Because also, as you know, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if everything has to be excellent, guess what? The result will be Excellent. You may think, though, that this is daunting, this is just too much work thinking this way, but I would challenge you to reverse your thinking and see it from perspective of someone who goes to the gym in order to build muscles. If you've never been to the gym, you will not be bench pressing 200 kilos. You will take step by step, adjusting the weight based on your strength, and over time, through progressive overload of your own body and muscles, you will grow big. It's the same principle. The only work you have is to elevate last week's standard and do so every single week. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistent progress, and never rest on your laurels, because as you know, everybody's trying to get better faster than ever before, so you need to outrun them. See you in the next video.